All right, let's talk about the art of knowing. I mean, have you ever wondered why some stuff just sticks in your brain for years, but other facts, they just vanish the second you don't need them anymore? That's what we're diving into today. The huge difference between just cramming for a test and actually truly knowing something. Let's get into it. Okay, so right off the bat, I've got a question for you. When it comes to learning new things, are you a Martell or are you a Jack? Now, really think about it for a second. These two are like polar opposites in how they handle knowledge, and I'm willing to bet one of them is going to sound very familiar to you. So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to break down those two mindsets. Then we'll get into the basic language of learning. After that, get ready because we're going to put our own knowledge to the test. And finally, we'll see how this all plays out in the real world. Sound good? All right, section one, the two kinds of minds. Let's really dig into the two different ways people approach learning. Okay, so let's meet our two learners. First up, we've got Marta. She's the lifelong learner. She's got this amazing base of general knowledge and a really solid memory, mostly because she's just genuinely curious about stuff, you know? Then there's Jack. Jack is the king of cramming for an exam. He can learn a bunch of facts, ace the test, but poof, the second it's over, that information is just gone. He's learning to pass, not to understand. So which one are you nodding your head to right now? Okay, on to section two, the language of learning. Now, to really get the difference between a Marta and a Jack, we've got to be on the same page about what some of these words actually mean. Think of these as the building blocks for everything else. First up, the mind. Simple word, right? But it's our central processor, the engine for all this. For someone like Jack, the mind is just a tool, you know? A hammer to nail a test. But for Marta, her mind is more like a garden. She's always tending to, always growing new things, and connecting ideas to build a bigger picture. Next up, memory. And look, it's so much more than just a storage unit. It's about being able to pull that information out and actually use it. A Marta builds this incredible interconnected web of memories where everything links together. A Jack? He's kind of using a temporary file that gets emptied as soon as the test is handed in. And then we have revise. This is basically the workout for your brain, right? It's how you make those memories stronger. Jack revises by cramming. It's a short, intense sprint just to get over the finish line. Marta, on the other hand, she revisits things just because she's interested, and that's what locks the knowledge in for good. And finally, let's talk about data. Think of data as just the raw ingredients, the facts, the figures. But here's the thing. Data is not knowledge. Not yet. Knowledge is what happens when our minds take that data, make sense of it, find the patterns, and connect it to everything else we already know. It's the difference between seeing a bunch of numbers and actually understanding the story they tell. Okay, section three, putting knowledge to the test. Let's have a little fun with this. Time to see where you land on that Marta Jack scale. I've got a quick pop quiz coming your way. Just a few general knowledge questions. Let's see how you do. You ready? First question, where was paper first invented? Your options are A, China, or B, France. Go ahead, take a guess. And the answer is A, China. Yup, a total game changer for humanity. All right, number two, for all you book lovers out there, who wrote the Sherlock Holmes stories? Is it A, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, or B, Roald Dahl? And the answer is, of course, the one and only Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Elementary, my dear listener. Okay, last question, and this one basically created the world we live in today. What did Tim Berners-Lee invent? Was it A, virtual reality, or B, the World Wide Web? And the answer is the World Wide Web, the very thing you're probably using to listen to this right now. So how'd you do? If you nailed those, you're definitely leaning toward the Marta side of things. If you were guessing a bit, no worries. Maybe you're a bit more of a Jack. But here's the deal. Just knowing the facts is only step one. The real magic is what you do with them. Which brings us to section four, knowledge into communication. Because look, knowing a thing is great, but being able to communicate it, to explain it in a way that connects with people, that, my friends, is a whole other level. That's real mastery. Just take a look at this. On one side, you have this super formal stuff. Dear sir or madam, I would like to know. And on the other side, the casual version. Hey, can you send me? The goal is exactly the same, right? But the language, the tone, it's totally different. It just goes to show you, great communication isn't just about what you say, it's about knowing who you're talking to. Context is king. All right, our final section, learning in the real world. So we've talked about learning styles, memory, communication, but how does it all come together out there, in the wild. For that, we're going to look at a really cool case study, the island of Malta. Just look at this. This is the historic port of Valletta. See, in a place like Malta, history isn't just a chapter in a textbook. It's literally all around you. It's in the stone of the buildings. It's in the streets you walk on. When you're immersed like that, it just sparks that deep Meyer Marta-style learning. And get this. Here's a key piece of data for you. A whopping 90% of the people in Malta speak English. Think about that. If you're trying to get better at communicating, the entire country basically becomes your classroom. You can practice literally everywhere, every single day. And it's not just the language. The whole place is set up for this kind of learning. I mean, it's one of the cheapest places to study in Europe. You've got these beautiful beaches, and there are actual jobs in big fields like finance and tourism. Plus, it's home to one of the oldest universities in the world. It's this perfect mix of old-school education and real-world experience. Basically, a dream setup for any lifelong learner. So, as we start to wrap this up, let's circle back to this idea. Listening carefully is an important part of communication. It's so true, isn't it? Communication is never just about talking. Real learning, real understanding happens when you listen. That's the bridge that takes you from just knowing a fact to actually getting someone else's perspective. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. We've spent all this time talking about answers, about knowing things. But maybe, just maybe, for the true lifelong learner, for the Marta inside all of us, the best answer you can find isn't an answer at all. Maybe it's just a better question. So, what are you curious about now? Thanks for joining me.